Check, 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 check. What up, dude? What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What is going on? It is Wednesday. We are back again with another live stream. Let me get this camera zoomed out so you can see a little bit more of your boy. What up, dude? What's going on, people? Got the shirt on. I'm geared up. I'm geared up for the Dunk on Demand show. It is Wednesday, a beautiful day of the week, hump day. We are almost to the other side. It's been a short week thus far, obviously because of the holiday weekend. So we're at hump day already, guys. And NFL season is less than this time tomorrow. There will be NFL action, regular season NFL action this time tomorrow. Dog, there will be NFL action this time tomorrow. Let's give it. It's been a long journey, man. It's been a long journey, but we are finally back. Man, I see y'all checking in. Choppy71, what up, doe? Chris2030, what up, doe? Hey, man, doing predictions this show. Y'all play along with your boy. Y'all get a video thumbs up if you're watching as well. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Dunk on Demand show. This is the preseason version of it. We'll get really heavy into it next week, but this is all predictions. We're going to do news and topics. We're going to do talking about some news, obviously, NFL, of course. We're going to give picks. Going to be picks next week. There's also going to be just a lot of different things we talk about, man. Y'all know how to Dunk on Demand show. It's been a minute. We got a lot of new subscribers since last NFL season. So the Dunk on Demand show is my time to talk about the NFL in general. Yes, obviously, there'll be some Panthers stuff squeezed in. Of course, we got to show love to the Cardiac Cats. But this will be NFL, whole league based for the most part. But this episode is predictions. 910 Panther fan, what up, though? What's going on, man? I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate y'all tuning in to the Dunk on Demand show. I am Dunk on Demand. If you have not subscribed and you're watching, please hit the subscribe button. If you have a beer, crack it open for your boy. Like I said, get a video a thumbs up while you at it. It only takes 2 seconds. 2 seconds, and it doesn't cost you a thing, okay? All right? All right. What's up? So, predictions, man. This is going to be, I'm going to try to get through these quick. I have a lot. I'm doing everything. I'm doing all the awards. I'm doing the Super Bowl pick. I'm doing division winners, playoff, who's going to the playoffs. I got it all. I got it all for you. Chris said he rolling one. Whatever tickles your fancy, my boy. Look, just sit back and relax. Whatever you gotta do, sit back and relax. Go ahead and do that thing. Omar Tillman, what up, though? I will be I'm gonna start taking phone calls too. I think I'm gonna start doing phone calls on the Dunk on Demand show too next week. So y'all be ready.
Sorry, I can't only call one person at a time. Who would you like to call?
I don't know. Siri tripping. Mike Colbert, what up, though? Like I said, I think I'm going to do phone calls on the Dunk on Demand show. I may even do them on the post-game show, too, after the games. We react to the games, the live stream. So y'all stay tuned for that. I'll be able to get you guys' thoughts right after the game. That'll be fun. But today, we got these predictions. I'm rolling through them. Y'all let me know what y'all predictions are on certain these things. So we're going to start with the awards. Then we're going to start with the division winners. And then I'm going to give you my biggest surprise. Lucas Weber, what up, though? So, all right, so awards, division winners. Actually, I'll do division winners first. And wild card picks. Then I'll do awards. And then I'll do my Super Bowl pick. And then I'll do my biggest surprise and biggest letdown. Colton Home, what up, though? Y'all get a boy a thumbs up. Argonaut, what up, though? Give the boy a thumbs up. So let's go ahead and get into it. So my division winners. Let's start with the AFC. In the AFC, the division winners I have as follows. The Ravens are winning the division. I like the Ravens this year. I think Lamar's going to bounce back. If Lamar plays a healthy season, the Ravens will be significant and in the mix for this competitive AFC. I think they bounce back. I don't believe in the Browns. Even with Deshaun Watson coming on the back alley of it, the Steelers are going to be down. I think the Bengals caught lightning in the bottle last year. I think they'll be a competitive team this year. But do I see them as a Super Bowl contender? I mean, they suited up and improved everything. And they added some pieces. But I don't think the Bengals will be able to rekindle that magic that they had last year. I see them having a productive year and making the playoffs. Spoiler alert, they're one of my wild card teams. But I like the Ravens, man. I think Lamar comes back on a mission. I know they had these running back injury issues that they've been dealing with. J.K. Dobbins was the clip of him limping in practice came out. Obviously, they didn't do a ton to help him on the outside. The wide receiver, Hollywood Brown, left, but he still has Andrews. He's still Lamar Jackson. If Lamar is healthy, I like Lamar balling out whether he gets the bag or not. Obviously, in the other AFC division, I have the Bills. The Bills, it'll be a two-man runoff between them and the Dolphins, but I just think the Bills are a notch above them. I think the Bills are a Super Bowl contender. I think that they're on a mission. I think what happened to them in that Chiefs game, they hopefully they bounce back. I'm up and down on Sean McDermott. Now, his in-game decisions and stuff like that, I'm up and down on that. But I do believe in Josh Allen big time. I believe in Stephon Diggs, of course. I think their defense will be competitive again. And I think that some of the other teams in the AFC, they got some firepower. But I just think the Bills, the way Josh Allen played last year, what I expect him to do this year, I just think that the Bills are going to be a heavy contender. I like them in this division. The next division, I have the Chiefs. I have the Chiefs winning the division. Obviously, this is going to be probably the most competitive division in the NFL, maybe the best overall in general. From top to bottom, there's high-powered quarterbacks and high-powered teams in this division, but I got to go with the Chiefs still. I think still until Patrick Mahomes, till they show me that he's the throne. A lot of people are praying on Mahomes' downfall, apparently. I still think they're going to have a good year. I know they lost Tyreek Hill. I know they picked up Juju and Sky Moore. As long as they got that white dude with the buzz cut that can do the Dougie, Travis Kelce, I think him and Mahomes are going to make things happen. Now, obviously, they'll be missing with Marcus Scantling is not Tyreek Hill. So there's a different speed aspect, but I still believe in Patrick Mahomes. I still think he'll be able to pull things through. I like the Chiefs in this division. Next, I got the Colts. Last but not least, as the last division winner, Matt Ryan coming shores up that quarterback position. They've had a team that's been competitive for a while. They thought Rivers was the guy. They thought Wentz, for better or for worse, could be the guy to put them over the top. Didn't work out. But Matt Ryan is as steady as it gets, in my opinion. They have a good O-line, great running back, solid wide receivers and weapons. I think that'll be enough. I don't think Matt Ryan needs huge playmakers on the outside like that. He does have Pittman, Paris Campbell, and whatnot. But I think that having a running back like Jonathan Taylor and a quality offensive line with a competitive defense on the other side is the perfect situation for a guy like Matt Ryan. People talk about they want about Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan can still get it done, in my opinion, especially with a team like the Colts have right now, who underachieved last year thoroughly, still had a chance to make the playoffs, but they just blew it against the Jaguars. I like the Colts this year to be a very competitive team. Very competitive team. In the NFC, let's go to it. NFC South. I got the Bucks winning the NFC South still, man. I know Brady's got drama at the house with his model wife, Giselle. I know that the offensive line is beat up, but their defense still has firepower. They still got Bowles as the head coach calling the defensive plays. They still got Leftwich, the OC. They still got Tom Brady for Nets back. They brought everybody back pretty much. Obviously, they brought in Russell Gage, and they brought in Julio Jones. I think Julio Jones is going to go crazy. I honestly think Julio Jones is going to go crazy. Like, people are thinking he's so watched, yeah, but yeah, he might have sat out some games and picked and chose when he wanted to play because he gets hurt, whether it's a hamstring or a toe. But I think there's a certain level of motivation that happens when you play with Tom Brady. We saw it for a smidgen of time with Antonio Brown, but I think Julio Jones will go crazy this year. I think he's going to go crazy. And I like the Bucks to win the NFC South. I think they'll have a down year, per se, as far as their competitiveness in the NFC as a whole, but I still think they're a notch above everybody else in this division. So that's who I like for the NFC South. Moving on, the NFC North. I like the Vikings, man. I like the Vikings, actually, not the Packers. I think the Packers don't have enough firepower and weapons. I like Aaron Jones in the backfield. Obviously, I like Aaron Rodgers, but I just don't see them having the firepower on the outside to be able to make it do what it do. Aaron Rodgers he got all that money. He's going to earn it this year because the lack of weapons on the outside, I don't know. I do like some of their players on their defense. I think their defense could be opportunistic yet again. Obviously, Jair Alexander Rashawn Gary on the outside on the end. Obviously, Preston Smith. I think their defense is going to be the real deal, but I just don't like the weapons that the Packers have, so I don't have them. I like the Vikings. They got the firepower. They got a new coach. Obviously, Kirk, Justin Jefferson, Thielen, Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison, Irv Smith Jr. on the tight end. I like the Vikings, at least to win the division. I believe in Kirk. I've been waving the pom poms for Kirk since I've had a YouTube channel. Since I've had a YouTube channel, I've been waving the pom poms for Kirk. I don't think he's gonna be an MVP or anything. I learned that lesson already before, but I do like the Vikings to have a strong season. Let's move on to the NFC East. NFC East, I like the Philadelphia Eagles. I like them. I'm not a big proponent of trying to buy a Super Bowl ring, but they're doing the best they can. Now, obviously, all the weight falls on the Jalen Hurts' shoulders, but I think Jalen Hurts has a solid season. And I think that's all it takes. I have a little bit of concerns about that running game. I'm not a big Miles Sanders guy. They got Gainwell. Will they commit to the running game? That's another question also, especially with guys like A.J. Brown and Smith on the outside too. What do? Dallas Goedert. They got weapons. It's going to be on Jalen. And I like Jalen. I believe in Jalen. I think he takes a step forward. Will it be enough to get them to a Super Bowl? I'm not sure, but they'll definitely be in the playoffs in my opinion. They're definitely winning the division. I like the amount of talent that they stacked up on their team. They've really stacked the deck. They stacked the deck so much to the point they have to be in the conversation. And this is the conversation. So I like the Eagles. Out west in the NFC, I still like the Los Angeles Rams. Now we know the thing about the Super Bowl hangover from winners or losers or whoever, even though they won that thing, I still think that the Rams have the talent. I know there's some questions about Matthew Stafford, but shoulder, elbow, whatever, he's been slow in the preseason, so I think that could hinder them in the long run. However, I do like the Rams in this division. I don't. Obviously, the Seahawks are dead. The Cardinals are always phony. Always phony. And the Niners, I don't believe in them because of Trey Lance. I just don't believe. I don't believe. So I think the Rams take this division pretty easily. But I got to say, the Rams, they're not gonna be too much of a Super Bowl hangover for them. Let's get to the wild card, man. Let's get to the wild card. For the wild card in the AFC, I like the Chargers. Chargers, Justin Herbert. It starts and ends with him. I think he's going to have a very productive year. I got Justin Herbert having a big year this year. Big year this year. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they got weapons with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Obviously, Bosa on the other side. They picked up Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson. They made some moves on defense. Hopefully, they're too smart for TV coach won't outsmart himself like he did in the playoffs or like he did all year going for it on fourth down pretty much all the time. But I like the Chargers to get one of those wild card spots. The next wild card team I have is the Bengals. I think the Bengals, they're not going to be AFC contenders like last year. But then, again, they were a wild card team last year, so they can sneak up too. But they're not sneaking up on anybody this year. It's one thing to do it once, but can you do it twice? I like Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is a top 5 receiver after 1 year, in my opinion, period. I love Jamar Chase. Not a big Joe Mixon fan, but I think overall as an offense, they will be productive. Defense will be capable enough to get things done. I like the Bengals there. In the last wild card spot I have in the AFC, I have the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, I'm not a big Tua guy, but I think Tua can get it done with these amount of weapons. Now, there's been a lot of discussion about does he have the arm to get it deep to Waddle and Tyreek Hill on this stuff like that. But I just think their yak game is going to be so crazy. They're gonna figure out how to scheme things to do certain things. I like the additions they've made. Obviously, with Teron Armstead at left tackle to protect Tua. I think Tua steps up to a point enough to get them into the playoffs, even in a competitive AFC. I think they got too much firepower on offense to miss the playoffs. Now, there's some other teams like the Raiders that can make some noise, obviously. AFC is going to be super competitive. Who knows what the Patriots will do? AFC is going to be competitive. However, I do like the Dolphins is going to get that last wild card spot. Roy Allen, what up, though? Donald Duck, what up, though? I was obviously like the Eagles, but they have a running back at quarterback who got exposed in the playoffs. I mean, you got to give it the dude a chance to progress. You got better weapons this year. It's a good week of sports for the Champions League, Europa, and tomorrow night Bills vs. Rams, and then we'll see our team on Sunday. Yep. Unfortunately, I'll be going to see Kevin Hart tomorrow, so I will not be able to see the game live. I say unfortunately. I mean, I like Kevin Hart. I like Kevin Hart. So I'll be going to see him instead of the game, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I got DVR. You guys get a video thumbs up if you have not, please. Helps me out in the algorithm. I'm going to take a craft beer break. But let's keep it pushing. NFC wildcard. The first and foremost, I got the Packers. I have the Packers. It's still Aaron Rodgers. I don't see them missing the playoffs. I just don't see it. I don't see the Packers missing the playoffs. Yes, they're devoid of weapons right now, but I still think they'll make the playoffs in the NFC that's kind of weak this year compared to the AFC in general. So I like the Packers to make it. I still think, like I said, it's Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon. I think they'll do enough to get in. I like what they have on defense to the point that they'll be complimentary enough of Aaron Rodgers, and I like the Packers. Next, I hate to say it, but I think the Cowboys obviously are going to get that wild card spot as well. The Cowboys have a ton of talent. They got rid of Amari Cooper, but CeeDee Lamb will be that guy. He will be that guy. I think Micah Parsons has a monster year. They always have the talent. It's just about can they get it done. I know that left tackle position, Tyron Smith, getting injured hurts, but I think Peters will be serviceable enough. He'll be serviceable enough, even at the age of 40, to help the Cowboys stay competitive and get a wild card spot. And last but not least, for the last wild card spot, I got the Carolina Panthers, man. Getting that number 7 seed wild card. Yes, the Carolina Panthers will be making the playoffs this year. This may be a hot take. But I do like the Carolina Panthers making the playoffs. This year, guys. Some of y'all may be a little disappointed in that because this will probably save Matt Rule's job. But I definitely like the Panthers to make the playoffs. Okay, and here's why. Baker Mayfield is definitely an upgrade at quarterback. It wasn't really a debate on the quarterback competition. The media tried to play it like it was anything close. It is what it is. He's healthy. Offensive line has 4 new starters, so they're expected to be better. People thinking that this team, they're thinking that this team is just going to be trash because of their O-line. But people aren't paying attention to the fact that the O-line has been revamped. The weapons have been there on offense. It's just about Christian McCaffrey staying healthy. But at the same time, there's a formula for spreading the ball around that will keep Christian McCaffrey around for the full season. Christian McCaffrey is a top 3. I said top 5 last night. I'm saying top 3 right now. Top 3 weapon in the league when healthy, period. He's unguardable in the pass game. Unguardable. I think the defense will take a step back, but I think the offense will step a step forward enough. I think he'll take a step forward enough to be able to play complementary football. They upgrade the special teams. This is important. The Panthers have played close games. Last year, they lost 6 games by 1 possession. 6 games by 1 possession. You don't think that maybe a few less interceptions or dumb fumbles and turnovers like Sam Darnold have will be able to turn some games around? The Panthers won 5 games last year. And 6 of them they lost by 1 score. If half of those go their way, they're 8-9. Another game or 2 here or there goes their way, they're 9-8. 9-8 may be good enough to get into the playoffs. In my prediction, it will be. 6 games by 1 possession or less, even with Sam Darnold. Mr. Unclutch himself, Sam Darnold. So I think the Panthers take a step forward and be one of the biggest surprises in the NFL If the Panthers win 9 games, I think they make the playoffs. I think 9 games is in reach. I think 9 games is in reach. Respect my delusion. If you think different, respect my delusion. Okay? Respect it. Oh, man, I love this. So it's going to be a sloppy game. All right? So let's go to awards. Let's start with Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year. On offense, Rookie of the Year, my Rookie of the Year pick is Breece Hall of the New York Jets. I think Breece Hall is going to have a pretty solid year as a rookie. I don't think there's not any rookie starting week 1 at quarterback. Yes, it could happen later on down the line and they end up getting some votes. I remember that Herbert ended up getting some votes after he missed the first couple games because of Tyrod. But I think right now, without any quarterbacks getting the burn, I don't see any big-time wide receivers making a step up to be that guy. I just don't see it. I don't see any rookie wide receivers or anything. So it has to be a running back. Maybe Olave makes some noise, but he's still, number 2, 3, 4 option in New Orleans? So if I had to pick somebody, I'm going to pick Breece Hall. Breece Hall is going to be in the Jets. With Zach Wilson coming off an injury, Joe Flacco getting to start early on, I think they're going to rely on Breece Hall. He may be splitting some carries, obviously. He'll be splitting some carries, but I still think Breece Hall will be the man and enough. I think Breece Hall will be productive enough to get that number 1 spot and be the Rookie of the Year. I think he's going to have the opportunity to make things happen, and I think that Breece Hall is a factor. I like Breece Hall coming out. I like Breece Hall at Iowa State in college. I didn't think he was the best running back coming out, in my opinion, in the draft process, but I still think in the opportunity situation he's in, I think he will thrive. On defense, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year I have is Derek Stingley Jr. Now, a lot of people thought that Sauce Gardner was the number 1 corner coming out of this draft. Derek Stingley ended up going first to the Texans. I always thought Stingley was better. I just like the skill set. I like the confidence. I like the comfort that he has. He's from DBU or wide receiver U, whatever you want to call LSU. I like Derek Stingley. I like him. I think Derek Stingley's going to have a big year in that Lovie Smith cover 2 system. I think he will. He has a skill set to play a little bit outside of that system, but I think he will have a big year in this type of system, man. I like Derek Stingley. Let's go to Comeback Player of the Year. Comeback Player of the Year I have as Christian McCaffrey. I think easily Christian McCaffrey, if he's healthy, this is easy. This is easy to me. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to have a monster year if he plays all the games. I think he will be very productive in this Ben McAdoo's offense catching the ball. And I think getting to him in space is a lot more productive and a lot more conducive to him staying healthy. He'll be able to manage his contact, manage his hits, get it in space so it's one-on-one tackles versus going through a crowd. I think Christian McCaffrey has a monster year. On the running game, he'll split some carries this year, but I still think he'll be good enough to get it done. I think Christian McCaffrey has a monster year, and I think he gets Comeback Player of the Year. And I don't think it'll be close. Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year, I have Kevin O'Connell. I told you how I felt about the Vikings. I think it'll be a surprise to some because everybody is expecting the Packers to win this division. I think the Vikings make some noise. I don't think they make too much noise. I think I don't go into the playoffs. But as a first-year coach, getting his team to the playoffs, I think O'Connell will be able to get Coach of the Year. He's coming from the Rams, bringing that type of system. Hopefully that'll help make a productive year for Thielen, for Justin Jefferson, for their running game in Dalvin Cook, for Kirk Cousins, who tends to put up numbers, he's just unclutch. I think he helps Kirk get a little bit more clutch this year. So I like Kevin O'Connell of the Vikings. Offensive player of the year. Offensive player of the year. I got Russell Wilson, man. And I'm not even a huge Russell Wilson fan, but I just think Broncos country, let's ride. Let's ride. I like Russell Wilson to put up numbers. He's in a better offensive talent around him. Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. I like Russell Wilson to have a big year. I don't see them making the playoffs. I don't. But I still think Russell Wilson just has another monster year. He's usually slept on when his teams aren't good. But I do like Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson's going to put up monster numbers. I know you heard for some of y'all to hear me talk about the Broncos. Yeah, you're right. I can't say let's ride because of the Super Bowl. But I still think they're not going to have a good year. But I do like Russell Wilson putting up big numbers. He's a garbage time king. So his numbers are going to look great. He's going to get some big moments going against a lot of big games in that division. I think the media is going to be around him because of the amount of big games they play in. He's not going to be in the MVP conversation because they're not going to be good enough. Usually your team has to be halfway decent for you to be in the MVP conversation. But I think him putting up big numbers, I think him playing in such a competitive division, going against big-time quarterbacks like Mahomes, Herbert, Carr, those games are going to be box office games. So there's going to be a lot of attention on the Broncos. And I think Russell Wilson puts up monster numbers. I got him as the offensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year. My pick is going to be Micah Parsons. I like Micah Parsons here. I think Micah Parsons goes crazy. I think they're going to move him around a lot more. I think another year in the system, they're going to find ways to put him rushing the quarterback a lot more too. I think he'll going to be able to get a chance to get double-digit sacks. And he'll have a chance to be around everywhere in that Dan Quinn defense. I think Micah Parsons is going to go crazy this year as well. So I feel like double-digit sacks, 100-plus tackles, maybe a pick here. That'll be the icing on the cake that Micah Parsons needs to be Defensive Player of the Year. It will take double-digit sacks because I see guys like Nick Bosa and T.J. Watt going for 15-plus sacks, though. I see it. 10 Tizzy, what up, though? How's the bluntness doing tonight? I'm good, man. We're going through these predictions. And my MVP. Let's talk about MVP. My MVP for this year, I'm putting my money on Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert is going to put up video game numbers. He's already off to a historic start for a quarterback. And I think he puts up another 5,000 yards. I like Josh Allen, and the rushing yard is going to help his case. But I think Herbert puts up easily another 5,000-yard year, 40 touchdowns. I think he's going to go crazy, man. He's going to go crazy. I think it's just going to be hard. And I think the Chargers making the playoffs this year is going to be enough for them to justify him being MVP, even if they're not the division winner. I think Justin Herbert's going to put up redunculous numbers. Yes, they have some running backs, but Eckler, they like to throw him the ball. They picked up the rookie from A&M. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Good Lord. Spiller. Isaiah Spiller, right? So they have a stable of backs, but I still think they're going to throw the ball all over the yard. Easily 5,000 yards for Herbert, 40 touchdowns. I'm going to go 12 picks. 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns will win him MVP. I like Justin Herbert winning MVP. Since he need that wrench. Michael Irvin picked Cousins for the MVP. Yeah, Michael Irvin, he be on that stuff sometimes, bro. He said Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson has a big year. But I just think unless Lamar just goes crazy again, Lamar's gonna have to throw for 30-something touchdowns and do what he normally does on the ground to win the MVP. But with the Ravens having, to me, one of the best teams in the AFC, maybe a top 3 seed, I think Lamar Jackson will be in the conversation. Oh, you talking about a sideshow? Oh, is sideshow in here tonight? I ain't seen sideshow tonight. Oh no, I'm not counting out Lamar. I'm not counting out Lamar. I picked the Ravens to win the division and be, like I said, top 3 seed in NFC. I mean AFC. I like Lamar on a revenge tour this year. I like Lamar on a revenge tour this year, whether he gets paid or not. Whether he gets paid or not, I like Lamar. But yeah, my MVP pick is Justin Herbert, dog. I got to go with Herbert. So let's go on to the Super Bowl. Let's go to the Super Bowl. Who is going to win the Super Bowl? He said Lamar. He said we think alike. Lamar with a big year. I think Lamar, man. Yeah, I think he coming on the revenge. He done heard the disrespect. He done heard the disrespect. He's gone. Said Panthers is an easy. I mean, Panthers is an easy win for the Browns. I think you're a little. I can't wait for this rude awakening. Sunday can't come soon enough. It's gonna be rainy. So I guess I'll give my final 4. Here's my final 4. My final 4 in the NFC, I have 2. I got the Bucks, obviously. I have the Bucks. And I have the Rams. I got them again. I got them in the NFC Championship again. I got the Bucks and the Rams. And then in the AFC, I got the Bills and the Ravens. Bills, Ravens, Bucks. Who did I say? Bucks, Rams. And then going to the Super Bowl, I have the Bills versus the Bucks. I told you I think Josh Allen's going to have a major year. I think he's going to have a major year. And I think the Bills get over the top. I think they get it done. I think they get it done. Some people are saying the Chargers. I don't. Like I said, I think the Chargers still another step away. I think Justin Herbert goes crazy, but I still believe in the Ravens to be in the AFC Championship. Obviously, I think Lamar's gonna have a good year, but I'm sure the critics will still be all over him if he loses it in the AFC Championship. But I do like the Ravens, man. I do like the Ravens. So I do like the Bills hoisting that Lombardi trophy. Josh Allen completes the prophecy, I guess, or whatever, and wins the Super Bowl. Yeah, Big Joy, we picking the same thing. I got Bucks, Bills, Super Bowl. I got the Bills winning it all. I got the Rams losing in the NFC Championship to prevent what could be a rematch of tomorrow's game. But I like the Bills. I like the Bills. So who is my biggest surprise for this season? My biggest surprise for this NFL season has to be the Vikings. I think the Vikings win the division. I think they get obviously they're going to have a home game by winning the division, but I think they'll be 1 or 2 seed in the conference. I think the Vikings are going to have a good year. I think Kirk Cousins is going to have a good year. Believe it or not. I think the Vikings are the surprise team. And they make some noise. Big Jordan and Donald Duck, we all on the same page, dog. We all on the same page. I think the Packers take a step back. So it's more about the Vikings taking a step forward and the Packers taking a step back at the same time. And I think the Vikings get it done. A lot of people hate on Kirk Cousins. I think this is the year, man. I think this is the year he finally does his thing and gets into where they need to be. And let's talk about the biggest letdown. Who's going to be the biggest letdown this year? Who's going to be the biggest letdown in the NFL this year? The biggest letdown, in my opinion, is going to be the San Francisco 49ers. I know they have a good defense. I know their running game is crazy. I know they have the offensive genius and Shanahan. The biggest letdown is going to be the San Francisco 49ers. I think all this hype and mismanagement of Jimmy G is going to come back and bite them. Yeah, Jimmy G is mid, but I think Trey Lance is worse at this point, for sure. The book is not written, but the San Francisco 49ers will miss the playoffs first, and I think it'll just be a letdown. Now, other teams that I talked about, the Broncos could be a let. I think Russell Wilson is going to be Offensive Player of the Year. I just think they don't make the playoffs. I think the AFC is too good, so that'll be a letdown. They paid all them. They traded all those pieces. They gave Russell all that money. I think they don't make the playoffs. I just don't think Russell Wilson is going to impact winning for that team enough for them to get into the playoffs. Anything less than a playoff berth for them is a letdown. Y'all saying that they'll switch back to Jimmy by the end of the season. Alex said his letdown is Aaron Rodgers throwing 2 picks in a wild card round and them getting eliminated. Chubba Wubba Hub says that the Panthers are going to be the biggest letdown. The Panthers don't have high expectations. A couple people picked the Panthers out of the ordinary to make the playoffs or win a division, but nobody has high expectations for the Panthers right now. So I don't see how that's a letdown. You just hating on Baker. Just hating on Baker. Big Jordan, the Cowboys, it's never a letdown when they do bad because they put those expectations on themselves. I think they made the playoffs, but they put these high expectations on themselves. So that's why the Cowboys let themselves down. They ain't let me down. I expect them to be let down. He said Hurts. Feel like nobody I believe in Hurts. I think it'll be enough to get the Eagles over the top, win a division, and get to the playoffs. We'll see about how that does in the long run, but I still like Hurts. But like I said, my biggest letdown is going to be the Niners for sure, the Broncos for sure. Somebody said the Dolphins. I can see the Dolphins having a letdown as well. And not only just because of Tua, the lack of running game, rookie head coach, tough division. I think that they could. There's room they could have a letdown. They could have a letdown. I can see it as well. Donald Duck said the Eagles are going to be the number 1 seed in NFC. That's a hot take right there. So the Eagles are in great position right now. You're right. They got 2 first-round picks. They could trade up. They're in a good position. Bobby J, what up, though? Hope I'm good, man. I appreciate you, man. Hope y'all doing well as well, man. Suicide Prevention Month. Hate to get this thing too dark. Yeah, but Suicide Prevention Month, man. Take care of your chicken and take care of your mentals. Please. I started going to therapy myself, man. Life is tough, man. Sometimes being able to talk to somebody, especially as guys, is tough. But take care of your mentals, man. Take care of your mentals. If the Dolphins tank, they fire their coach and trade for Sean Payton. Nah. Appreciate you, Bobby J. Appreciate the prayers, brother. I need them, man. I need them for sure. No cap. Life sucks, man. I've been going tough time for me in general past couple years, but I appreciate y'all on the YouTube channel being an outlet for me to talk to. We're talking about the Panthers. I love it, man. So you went to therapy for it. I mean, like I said, man, I did better. I went to BetterHelp as an app. My job covers some of it, so I only pay like $25 a session. But life is hectic. Like the Wu-Tang Clan said in the cream, but life is hectic, man. Life is hectic. It comes at you fast, dog. It comes at you fast. So I appreciate all the prayers. I appreciate y'all watching and listening to me, having this as an outlet, as a distraction. I don't know a lot of y'all. I don't know most of y'all. I don't know a lot of y'all, but that's kind of been the best thing about it. The fact that we don't know each other that well, we could just talk about football. I ain't got to worry about life and everything for whatever amount of time I'm creating videos or live streaming, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. But let's get back to ball, man. Hey, appreciate it, D's. So I'm a winner. Appreciate it, man. All right, man. Browns. So I gave up my predictions thus far. I could go through week 1 schedule if you want me to. But appreciate you, man. Y'all know what it is. But all right, we gotta go those. We'll run through the schedule. I'll run through the predictions real quick. I'll get my picks. I'll actually may start keeping my picks. So let's go through it. Bills and Rams. Bills at Rams. I'm taking the Bills in this game. I like the Bills to win this game. It's a close one. I think the Super Bowl hangover will be real. I like the Bills. I got the Bills win the Super Bowl. I got to go with them in week 1. Browns at Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers, man, in a close one. I think Baker Mayfield comes out with his head on fire. I think Jacoby Brissett has a couple of bad mistakes. I think the weather plays a factor, obviously, but I still think that the Panthers defense will be enough of a harassment and confusion for the Browns. And I think that with the unknown, with McAdoo's system, with Baker Mayfield in that new system, with Christian McCaffrey actually being healthy for the first week, I think that the Panthers win this game. I got the Panthers winning by a field goal in this game. Colts at Texans. I got the Colts in this game pretty heavily. Maybe by a touchdown at least. I like the Colts. Matt Ryan, week 1. They're on the road in Houston, but obviously it's on turf. Matt Ryan, he lives for turf. He lives for turf. So I got Matt Ryan getting the win with the Colts in week 1. Jaguars at Commanders. I like the Jaguars to win on the road. This is crazy. This is crazy. The Jaguars, I pick it in a win in week 1 against the Commanders. The Commanders, I don't like Wentz. I don't believe in Wentz. I don't. No Chase Young. I don't like him. I'm going with the Jaguars. I'm in the upset. The Patriots at the Dolphins. I got the Dolphins winning this game. I don't believe in Mid Jones, aka Mac Jones. I think at home, Miami always plays New England well. I think Miami wins this game by a field goal as well. I think the defense will do some things to try to confuse Tua, but Tua has a solid record against Belichick. And I think that with the weapons and the speed they have, I think they do their best to try to take away Tyreek Hill. But I like Jalen Waddle having a big year this year. I like the Miami Dolphins in week 1. Saints at Falcons. Now, the Falcons have a good record against the Saints in week 1 when they match up with each other. I think they've only lost like 1 game in their history of this series. Marcus Mariota has only played 1 game against the Saints, and he had a great year. This is going to be a matchup of the number 1 and 2 overall pick. And what year was that draft? 2015? I don't know what year that was. Jameis versus Mariota, the matchup we've all been waiting for. I will probably go with the Saints in this game, though, unfortunately, just because Drake London, I don't know what his status is going to be at wide receiver. Kyle Pitts, he's the only weapon they have offensively. Mariota's going to be steady, but I just don't think they have enough firepower for the Saints, unfortunately. I like the Saints in this game. Eagles at Lions. I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning this game. This will be a close game, though. I think this will be closer than the experts think. But I like the Eagles. Yes, Detroit, they were on Hard Knocks. We all got to fall in love with Dan Campbell and those guys that they have in their team. I love this season of Hard Knocks, one of my favorites overall of all time. But I still think that Jalen Hurts comes out making a statement. I think this new look offense inside on turf is going to try to do some things, and I think they can do some numbers, man. I like the Eagles in this game, especially with their defense. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. I like the Bengals here, easily winning this game. I don't believe in Mitch Trubisky. I think it's going to be a closer game than people think, but I still think the Bengals get this one out by a field goal. Joe Burrow is going to have a big game in week 1 against the Steelers defense, even though they're good. I still think him and Jamar Chase hook up for at least 1 touchdown, maybe 2. 1 of the possible. So I do like the Bengals winning this game by a field goal. 49ers at the Bears. I got to take the 49ers here, even though they're on the road. I don't believe in Trey Lance, but I still don't believe in the Bears' offensive line. I think this 49ers defense is going to get after Justin Fields. Unfortunately, there could be a couple turnovers by Fields, even though he looked pretty steady in the preseason. I like Justin Fields having a solid year this year, but I still like the 49ers being good enough to beat the Bears on the road. Packers at Vikings. Packers, I like the Packers. In this first matchup, but no, I'm going to go with the Vikings. I got to go with the Vikings. I got to go with the Vikings. The Vikings, I picked them to win this division. They got to start by getting this first head-to-head. So at home, they're underdogs right now. I don't think the Packers have enough firepower to shoot it up with the Vikings in this game. Obviously, Justin Jefferson, like I told you about. I love me some Adam Thielen. I know he's getting older, but I do love me some Adam Thielen. I like the Vikings to win this game. Chiefs at Cardinals. This is going to be a close game, I think. We'll see what Kyler Murray does. He just got the bag. He just got the bag this offseason. We'll see what he does with it. They're at home. They're 6-point underdogs at home to the Chiefs. I think that's way too lopsided. I don't think the Cardinals will be that good, but I still don't think they're 6 points worse. I don't think they'll be 6 points worse than the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs to win, but not by 6 points like Vegas says. I like the Chiefs in this game. Raiders at Chargers. It's going to be a great game. One of the most underrated games of the week. I'm going to take the Chargers in this game because I think Justin Herbert, I think it'll be a shootout. I think this will be a high-scoring game, upper 20s, lower 30s by one team at least. I think it'll be a shootout. I know the Chargers have Khalil Mack and Bosa and J.C. Jackson, but I just think the Raiders have too much firepower in the slot with Hunter Renfrow, the most unguardable guy in the league, Waller, Devontae Adams, of course. I think that the Raiders win. I think the Chargers win this game, even though I think it'll be a shootout on both sides. Giants at Titans. This is a toss-up. I don't believe in the Titans, but I still don't believe in the Giants at all. I like the Titans to win this game. Derrick Henry, is King Henry back? We'll see. But I think that he'll definitely be too much for the New York Giants. They made some improvements. I still don't believe in Daniel Jones. We'll see what Saquon can do in his debut to return to football after being injured. The comeback player of the year candidate himself. I still like the Titans. Bucks at Cowboys on Sunday night. I got to go with the Cowboys, unfortunately, dog. They're the underdog, but I got to go with the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys can win this game. I don't know if Tom Brady's distracted with off-the-field drama with the wife. I know the offensive line is beat up. I know they still return a lot of people, and I got them winning the division. But this is a rematch of opening game from last year. But I think the Cowboys getting it done this time at home versus on the road last time. I think Dak has a big game. I think CeeDee Lamb has a big game as well. Don't really see Zeke doing much because the Bucs usually have a good run defense. But I do like the Cowboys in that game. Monday Night Football game. The revenge game. Broncos at Seahawks. I think the Broncos win this game. I think Russell Wilson goes absolutely berserk in the revenge game, return to Seattle. Very emotional game, the blood and guts possibility. But I think the Broncos win this game pretty easily. The Seahawks, they're just not it. But I got the Broncos winning this game over the Seahawks on the road. So the Cowboys got close last year. They just lost to LT. It's a must win for the Cowboys. It is, I think. Everybody's going to be surprised how good the Browns are without Deshaun. I'm not going to be surprised about anything with the Browns. They're going to get everything that they deserve this year. The Browns will get everything they deserve. I'm not going to elaborate on that anymore. But the Browns will get everything they deserve. So Jordan said he got the Big Jordan said he got the Vikings making the wild card. I got to win the division. Juba Weber said the Panthers are the worst team in the NFL. I doubt it. Yeah, I think the Browns are going to get everything they deserve. I'm not going to elaborate too much more, but everything that surrounded them. And not just about the guy who's currently their quarterback. I'm talking about the guy who was previously their quarterback. I'm talking about the guy that calls the plays for them that people overhype continuously. They would have been my biggest letdown, but they're going to be missing their quarterback for most of the year. I think they'll be let down when he comes back as well. I don't believe in the coach. I don't believe in their backup quarterback. I'm a little weary about the starting quarterback when he comes back after having all that time off. A lot of the reason why Baker wasn't good last year is because the offensive line was hurt. They were devoid of weapons. We'll see. But I think the Browns get everything they deserve this year. Yeah, Myles Garrett's playing Sunday. Said Falcons about to be 1-0. I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons win. I just don't see it. That's a crazy rivalry game, but there's a bunch of new faces in this thing, so it'll be interesting to watch. I won't be watching, but it'll be interesting to watch that game. Do the Panthers have a good O-line? We don't know. We also don't know if the Browns' offensive line is going to be good again. Like, y'all, you can't go off of last year and try to say, like, oh, the Panthers have a bad O-line. They changed 4 starters. Everything is brand new. Everything is brand new this year. Why do you think the Cowboys fans are delusional every year? Because it's a clean slate. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Anything could happen. Nobody saw the Bengals going to the Super Bowl last year, but they did. Nobody saw that. That's why I love the NFL over the NCAA. Things can change from week to week basis. Y'all making these start predictions about so-and-so's O-line being bad because they were 20-something last year or so-and-so being bad because they did. It doesn't matter. None of that, literally none of that matters. Literally none of that matters. You making any kind of solid prediction saying that they're this and that, they're trash, or the O-line is trash because of this and that, you just making stuff up. You're going off of emotions. Nothing has been played yet. You don't know anything that's going to about to happen. We're not going to know a ton after the week 1. One game doesn't define the season either. One week won't define any team. So, like, all these start predictions about who's good, whose group is bad, who's going to play good, you don't know anything. You don't know. You really just talking out your. You're talking out the side of your neck. I'm gonna keep it PG. The Dunk on the Man show is PG for the most part. You're talking out the side of your neck. So, I mean, it is what it is, bro. I am getting heated a little bit. It is what it is, though, because like nobody knows what's gonna happen. If you were that confident in this stuff, the trash. If you this confident in the trash that you're talking, there's Las Vegas. There's plenty of outlets you can put money on this stuff. There's plenty of segments that you can bet on right now that will make you a lot of money if you are that sure about any of the stuff that you're saying. Any of your predictions, all the stuff that you're guaranteeing, like there's plenty of outlets. There's plenty of outlets that you could put money on. But you're not that you won't put that money up. You're not confident enough. You only believe the BS that you're spewing out your mouth. And this is not just to the Browns fans. This is to everybody. This is to everybody that's making any kind of guaranteed or bold predictions. You don't know enough. You don't know enough. If you felt that strongly about the BS that you're saying, put your money where your mouth is. You don't. You don't feel you just talking crazy. And you sound silly. You sound stupid, to be honest. So miss me with the BS. Like if you're not putting money down on how confident you feel about this stuff, go bet go Bovada.lv. You can go to PointsBet. If you're in a legal state, you can go to FanDuel. If you're in Charlotte, you can go to Kings Mountain Casino. Put some money down. If you feel that confident about all this stuff the BS that you're spewing, put the money down. Make yourself a rich man. The NFL is unpredictable. That's why we watch it every week. Every year, anybody has a chance. The best part about this time of year, everybody is 0-0. Everybody has 0-0. Hope is at an all-time high. Hope is in supply. There's an inflation crisis. There's an inflation crisis on hope. It's at an all-time high. But if you feel that confident in any of these bold predictions that you're making, thinking somebody's going to be this and that, the third, put your money where your mouth is. Anything short of that, you sound retarded. Any kind of start guarantees, calling the Panthers offensive line trash, even though we literally have no idea what's going to happen this year. Saying Baker Mayfield's going to fall on his face, you have no idea. Yes, you could go off prior years of what individual players might have done, but you literally have no idea how the season's going to turn out. COVID, injuries, more injuries happen every year. New coaches, lack of chemistry. There's too many factors. There's too many factors for y'all to be putting out these stark, definite outcomes. Especially in week one. It's one thing if you waited till like a couple games in the season, like and made it whatever. But my predictions are just to put them out there on wax. I don't feel definite. I mean, I'm not putting money on. There's some stuff I will put money on. We talked about that yesterday. But like, there's literally no clear way. The reason why we love the NFL is because it's unpredictable. College, crazy things happen. They rarely do, but when they do happen, they are ballistic. The mistakes, the imperfectness of college football allows it to be exciting. I love college football. I just can't hang my hat on it because I have a low tolerance for mistakes. But at the same time, the NFL is the reason why the product is so irresistible. It's because we never know. There's a narrative every week. There's a soap opera every week. It's a reality TV show. It's unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. Yep, injuries and teams getting hot. So my mic going in and out. Maybe I'm moving too much. I just realized you have a crazy jersey collection. So the Browns haven't been winning week one even before Baker. Even before Baker, the Browns were losing. So how can you blame Baker? How can you blame Baker? Palmer said Panthers win 20-6. See if I can find the stat. See if I can find a stat. So, my bad. Let's look at it. The Cleveland Browns have a record of 119-1 in week 1 between 2000 and 2022. Dog, you blaming Baker Mayfield for all these? So Baker Mayfield is to blame for the past 22 years of y'all being 119-1. Baker Mayfield's to blame. I'm just trying to figure out that's the logic that y'all using. Baker Mayfield's to blame for that. I mean, y'all tied in 2018, but like, this is all Baker Mayfield's fault. This is all Baker's fault. I'm just trying to be clear off the logic that we're going on. Is this Baker Mayfield's fault? I'm just want to be clear. So you want to know? Delusion, bro. Like I told you, hope is at an all-time high, bro. Hope is at an all-time high this time of year. Everybody's 0-0. Hope is at an all-time high. If you a hope dealer, you making a killing right now. You dealing hope, you slanging hope on the corner, you making a killing right now. You making a killing. So you've been watching football 20 years. You never seen the Browns be good. Yeah, Donald Duck. The vintage hat, eBay, bro. eBay and Macari. eBay and Macari. Macari app is good. Falcons fans are never delusional. I told you last night I respected your delusion. Because you don't waver in your delusion. You don't. But yeah, eBay, man. eBay you can actually haggle. You can actually haggle. Forcing Brissett to pass 25. Yep. And I got my Panthers versus Browns preview video coming. Probably be tomorrow or Friday. So stay tuned for that. I'll talk about the things to watch in the game. So just stay tuned for that. So Baker didn't start till week 3 until they won. Exactly. I'm just like, they blaming Baker for 20 years, the past 22 years they won 19-1 in week 1. If we lose in week 1, the season is over? Come on, man. Anything can happen, man. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. Don't give up that quick. Anything can happen. Now, I understand. It's your opinion. I respect it. Anything can happen, though. It's a long season, brother. Keep your head up. We're going to be all right. Big GPG. What up, though? Y'all keep your head up. If week 1, it ain't over if we lose. Trust me. But yeah, I got my Panthers preview. Nick Chubb is not better than Christian McCaffrey, though. Let's be real. But yeah, it's not gonna be a live stream, but I will be dropping my Panthers versus Browns preview video. I don't think it's Haslam as their GM anymore. But I don't like I said, I don't think Haslam is their GM anymore, but I think you are 100% correct. I think that's why they're going so hard on bashing Baker Mayfield. Obviously, it won't be Deshaun Watson, but for Baker Mayfield to have a great game and beat them will be it will be a as much salt and trash they've been throwing on Baker Mayfield's name. This will be a snag of tremendous proportion for Browns. Nick Chubb don't get hurt because he can't carry the load like Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is a one-man band. Nick Chubb don't do the things that Christian McCaffrey can do. So he comes off the field at times. He splits carries. He got hurt in college. So they've always lightened the load on him. Yeah, he puts up the numbers. But nobody has done more with less than Christian McCaffrey. Said make a t-shirt. Got to. Come on, what up, though? Oh, good call. Haslam is the owner. What's the name of the guy that was the GM that drafted Baker? I can't remember his name. Baker about to go 350 with 3 tubs and a rush. Nick Chubb has a way better. You put Christian McCaffrey behind that Browns offensive line that they've had over the past few years. Christian McCaffrey, he goes crazy. What up, though? Good luck, man. Respect to you for waiting to the last second to do your fantasy draft. Y'all that want to draft, y'all love fantasy football so much. Y'all want to draft back in July when everything changes and stuff doesn't matter. People get hurt. Why do y'all do that? This is the energy that you need if you're a fantasy football player. Why do you want to torture yourself? Why do you want to cry about your players getting hurt? Why do you want to cry about things changing so fast and somebody not being the starter or somebody being traded because you drafted in July? Why not wait till the last second? I had my draft on Monday. Colin had his draft on Wednesday night. It's 9:30 Eastern on Wednesday night. He just finished his draft. That's how you do it. You collect all the information so you make an informed decision. Why do y'all like making uninformed decisions by having your draft so early? Y'all be doing all these analytics and doing all this stuff just for y'all to be disappointed by week 2 because the guy that you drafted either gets hurt, gets traded, they trade for somebody else so the rotation is a little bit different. Why? John Dorsey, that's who it is. John Dorsey also drafted Mahomes. Yeah, we'll see what Foreman can do. But like I said, we're gonna talk about it. I got a preview video coming. I got to get up off this live stream though tonight, guys. We're going on an hour. I got all my predictions in an hour. Y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, video for the preview is either coming tomorrow or Friday. So stay tuned for that. Big game on Sunday, guys. I will be live streaming post game on the Sunday game. After the game, I'll be live streaming. I'm taking your phone calls to get your thoughts on the game. I'll be giving my thoughts. I'll let you know. The Panthers have a clean bill of health. The Browns have some guys that are banged up. We'll have a little bit clearer picture. I'll probably wait till after that, until I see what's going on about the injuries and stuff. And I'll brought the preview video, predictions, who's injured, who's in, is out, matchups to watch, everything. So y'all stay tuned for that video coming either Thursday or Friday. Okay? Like I said, live stream after the game on Sunday. If y'all want to call in on the voice, you're not going to be on video, so you ain't got to be that shame. But I'll have the call in. The phone lines will be open. Make sure you have something to say. Make sure you have something to say. Don't get on here rambling. We both can't be on here rambling, so make sure you have something to say. So get y'all mind right, man. Say, go, Pat, go. He said, we'll see you next time, hey, Dump. Appreciate you, man. Y'all take it easy. Stay safe. Take care of your chicken. Take care of your mentals. Peace.